But I would say that we live in a time where we are quote unquote more connected than ever, but we're actually more disconnected really when it comes to these relationships and these connections. And that's why I think I've been able to generate the appeal or the support and the raving fans that I have. And I would just say, hey, the number one thing is that I can preach and stress is authenticity. And being authentic is scary, right? Because you got to be vulnerable at times. You have to admit sometimes you don't know something, or you have to admit your mistakes. And I would just say, hey, right now people are craving authenticity. They're craving real. They want realness. They
Mm.
want something that's real. And I think that's something that I've been able to be very fortunate at, is that, hey, you know, one of the most common compliments, I think it's a compliment, but one of the most common compliments or praise that I get, Chris, so if you read the podcast reviews, or just if I've shared messages or whatnot that I gotten over the last couple of years, is I don't always agree with Joe Turner, but I appreciate that he's willing to articulate a certain case or make the point, or what have. And the reality is we've gotten to a place in this country where dissent or differences of opinion are met with this sort of cancel culture and this idea like, oh, if you don't agree with me, I can't associate with you or whatever. I don't give a damn if you disagree with me or have a different political viewpoint. That's not going to change whether or not I want to help you be a better manager, a better person, or what have you. And I think what's important is that, when you have the ability to engage in these nuanced conversations, which often are lacking in this profession, right? Because people are risk averse. They don't want to be public. They don't want to comment. And that's, again, another reason why I've been able to be, I think, successful with the City Manager Unfiltered podcast, is I'm able to have these conversations and these discussions with people and say things that are not quote unquote politically correct, to use that sort of tired cliche or expression, and be authentic and be real. And I think that's the most important thing that you can be right now in our society, is be real, be authentic. And I think if you're real and authentic, people will appreciate that, and you're going to go very far. You're going to have your detractors, don't get me wrong. You're going to have your haters. You're going to have your city councils that don't want you, or don't think you're the right fit. But when I go into a job interview, Chris, and I'm looking to be the next city manager or whatever it is, I am not trying to be the milk toast, lukewarm, appeal to everybody there, not offend anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I think that's the worst way to approach a job interview. I want to be that, I want people to opt in on me, right? So I want people to basically say, you know what, that's my guy, or that's my girl. If you're, a female manager applying for a job, I think you want people to say, hey, I want to opt in onto that person.